Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Break with Melissa, the show where we celebrate the power of the human spirit, one coffee break at a time. And today with me is Miss Sharron. Miss Sharron, welcome.
Thank you.
Miss Sharron is one of our fictive kin foster parents. How are you today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
We had a lovely drive up here. This is our first on the road show to another LSSI site area. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
We're in a beautiful space with a lot of history, and I hope the people at home are enjoying the lovely background and just a change of scenery. So thank you so much for the hospitality to those who hosted us today, and for you for coming out here, meeting with me and sharing a little bit of your story and journey with LSSI and caring for children that are not biologically related to you. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. What was that like, and how'd you feel when you found out that you were being asked to do this?
It was very challenging at first. I had mixed emotions. My oldest foster child would be 12 now, and starting all over with the baby, pretty much. I wasn't sure which way I wanted to go, so I prayed and I got the right answer, and I took her in, and it's been challenging with her because she's had a rough background herself growing up, so we're getting there with her.
Okay. Well, please enjoy your coffee too while we talk.
Okay.
No pressure to get into the real heavy stuff, I'm sorry. Let's take it back. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, that's
I
okay.
haven't drank this yet. Let's see how it turned out.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
First drink of the day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I had coffee a few hours ago, and so I was like happy to have another coffee.
Yeah, especially driving. I know me. If I drink coffee and I'm on the road, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to drink it while I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'm close to the bathroom,
Yes.
so that way. So I get what you're saying.
Yes. Well, I'm glad we didn't stop to get coffee, because now I can enjoy this one more.
Yes.
I've been waiting to have another cup.
Yeah.
So, the sacrifices I make for my audience. I'm kidding. So wait, you have an older child that's in foster care that is related, and then one that came later, or can you walk me through?
Yes. So I have my niece. I'm legal guardian of her now, but
Okay.
she was in the foster care system. So I have her. I've had her ever since she was out of the hospital. So she's 12 now. So that was like, starting over. My oldest son is 29, and I have a 28-year-old, and then I have a 21-year-old.
Wow.
So yeah.
And then you have a second child that's in care now?
Yes, and she is going to be 4 this year.
Wow.
So when I first got her, she was like 15 months old.
Okay.
So there was a, kind of decision, that I had to pray on and make. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing like digging deep and, being confident with however, you said you prayed on it. So
Yes.
you have to really reflect and ask yourself if you can do it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm doing it for the right reasons, A lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. And I want to make sure I was doing it for the right reasons for my family and for her also, So.
Well, that's really important, because it does no one any favors.
Yeah.
If your heart's not in the right place or there for the right reasons,
Yep.
it's setting up yourself to fail, and the kids who, really are the ones who suffer the most.
Yep.
With the disruption and,
Definitely.
So, well, thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So how do how do the kids get along? Like a baby and a preteen?
So yeah, she's a girl. And then my niece obviously is a girl. The youngest one, she calls my niece Yaya. Yaya.
That's cute.
Because she can't say her name. So they get along very well. My niece took her underneath her wing, and no problem.
Wow.
There. So yeah.
Also, you have all the developmental stages that you've seen the arc, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
No, that's really cool. And what's it been like? Like any challenges or things that worked well with like working with us, or like is there anything that helped with when you did have those challenges?
The caseworkers are awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
My biggest challenge was with my foster child I have now is her speech. And the caseworkers were very good at getting me referrals, getting her in to help her with her speech, because that's where the behaviors come in. You know, they're trying to express herself and we don't understand what they're saying, and we're trying to figure it out. So that was one of the challenges that I definitely had with her.
Yeah.
But she's in Head Start now, and she's still going to speech. So she's overcoming that, and she's talking away.
Wow. Well, how rewarding to see the difference, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Being a foster parent and a mother, it's different. You know, a mom, you have your children and you raise your children and you kind of know what to expect. When you're a foster mom, you don't know what to expect, and you have to overcome and figure it out. And having support is a big key.
Okay. And what supports do you have?
Foster parents, groups, my family, caseworkers.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good team,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you meet those other foster parents, or like the support group that we do that is done there, or like kind of network?
Yeah, networking.
Yeah.
Yep. Classes. I definitely believe that I thought I knew everything because I was in childcare, and I'm like, I know it all. I already know this and that. But actually taking more classes, doing fostering, you learn a lot more because it's a whole different system. So I learned like, oh, there's groups that you can reach out to, and you can discuss things when you're frustrated, and how to go about different things, or who to call if you need this and that, you know. So yes.
No, that's really good, because a common experience is it's easy to become isolated.
Definitely.
Would you agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that, you think?
We're set in our ways. We're set in our ways. We just don't want to sometimes reach for help. We just, like I said, we just think we know it all, and that's not even it. There's a bigger picture.
Yeah, and then parenting is hard enough as it is, but that DCFS private agency being in care adds a huge element to it.
It
that
is.
People that aren't in it just probably can't easily understand, or like.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, definitely.
With the rules, expectations, the extra, the trauma-informed parenting.
That's my favorite. I was just talking last night to my better half, and I was letting them know that the very first class that they signed me up for was trauma, and I took it, and I would recommend it to anyone. Now it's kind of spreading out more to other agencies as far as like daycares can take the trauma, because I really think that daycare workers need to know about trauma too. Not just the foster parents. See, I didn't know nothing about trauma as far as how deep in depth it goes. Yes,
and we find ourselves with schools as well having to just remind, administrators and teachers, like this child their behaviors are not just because they want to, or there's things that are can't be explained by easily. It's not surface,
Yep.
just surface behaviors. There are other things that factors that have to be taken into consideration and how to best work with this child.
Yes, definitely. Yep. Yep.
So, and that's a fine line because we want to give our kids like confidentiality as much as possible, and like it's hard to talk about the things they've been through to people that well, one, you're not supposed to if it's not a need to know.
Yeah.
You really that's against the rules, but that balancing when it's the right time and it helps them for that information to be disclosed.
Yeah, that's, yes, very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of deciding when it's the right time in the right circumstances.
Yeah. Yep.
We get that. Do you know foster parents that that's come up with, like, I don't know, social media or pictures, things like that, or not so much?
Not so much. For the most part, everyone tries to stay away from it. It has been brought up a couple times in some of our meetings. Is it okay to share pictures, or it just all depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Some parents can see the social media and some parents are not allowed to, so it's really kind of up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Where we feel like we should do the right thing.
Yes. Yeah. And the policy is you cannot identify the child as a youth in care.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That is the hard line on that. But
yeah.
Other than that, it's you don't have to black their face out on a family photo, and
Yeah, that was one of the things that I learned too. And sometimes I'll post pictures of us all together, but I just kind of choose not to even do it.
Yeah, and that's your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're I could see you're extra cautious, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have any tips or recommendations of anyone that wants to foster, and like maybe tell them like what good reasons there are to do it, what the right reasons are to want?
If your heart's not into it, I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. It's a big decision. It takes you bringing another person into your life, and it's another responsibility. So if you don't have the patience or the time, don't do it.
Yeah, and thank you. And you mentioned your other half. Use it. That's what the word you use, right?
Yeah.
Your better half.
Yeah, my better half.
Your better half.
Well, I wasn't sure if I should use his name or not.
That's up to you, but
okay.
we can leave it at better half. That person needs to be really on board. If they're, that if you live together, if they're, it really doesn't work well when
Correct.
It's only one caregiver that's their heart is in the right place, because that child will feel it,
Yeah, that's another thing. Yes, definitely. I'm glad you brought that up. He's very supportive, but we talked about it too, before we made the decision. It wasn't just my decision on my own. It was also his decision. We did it as a couple. So if you are in a relationship, you definitely need to talk it over. Just because I want to do something doesn't mean that other person wants to do it, because then you're going to have chaos, and you're going to bring a child into chaos because the other person really didn't want to do it. So that is another reason why you shouldn't do it either if one person's not into it.
Yeah, because in one way or another, like that other person will be affected.
Yeah.
Like in your case, how did your routine change once you had the kids? Just things you can't do anymore.
The only thing that we really couldn't do, like I'm used to just getting up and traveling, we have to go through the process of, if we leave Illinois, we have to do the license plates. We have to let them know what hotel we're staying at, driver's license, and then when we're going to return. So that was the only thing that really stopped us when we first got her, is the traveling part. because I'm by the wind. Like, okay, we're going to St. Louis, and that's exactly what I did because I wasn't used to it,
Yes.
having her. So I said, okay, we're going to St. Louis this weekend, and I'm like, oh. That's right. I got a call and she's just said it's fine. And I said, I'm sorry, I did it on a whim. And she okayed it right away for me instead of knowing how I am the wind. But that was it. Okay. Nothing really changed because I already have a routine with my niece.
Yeah, that you've been able to build up for a long time.
So, did bedtime and all that.
Okay.
And nothing changed, really.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think it's harder with like, say, your older boys, right?
Yeah.
What if they were still home or in school and sports and activities and driving around and navigating? I think that would probably be even harder.
Yeah. Nah. Because now my niece is doing it and it's not. She just has to go.
You figure it out.
Yeah, I just figure it out. It's just that mother mode that kicks in. Like, I just got to figure it out. We'll make it work one way or another.
Yes. No, that's kind of a mantra in really for workers, for everyone in this field is, making it work and being flexible.
Yep.
Just like you were today. Thank you for being open and willing to give us a little time in getting here, and you got to see the behind the scenes edition.
I know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Please keep up the good work. And what can I ask you? What interests do you have, like outside of when you're not on mother mode? You want to tell us your hobbies?
I like to read.
Yeah.
I like to take walks.
Oh, nice.
A lot of craft.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm very crafty.
Sewing, bookmaking, like
art,
scrapping.
Yeah, like art, doing arts, making art stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't have another word for it.
No, that's cool. Do you like give gifts made of the things that you make, or what do you do with them once you finish a project? I put them in little books and save them, and then I also use them for my children for daycare because I do it in-home daycare also. Oh,
so
cool.
I have little projects for us to do also. So then, like now, the winter months, it's cold. I can pull out different things for us to do together when we can't go outside.
Wow, that's so cool. Did you do daycare before you fostered your niece? Way back?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
And have you ever been a daycare provider of a foster child or someone that came to, they told you, hey, this child's in care, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yep. But with all your experience, you'd know what to do. Get extra grace and, knowing that there's like a worker, and this and that.
Yes. Yep. I've always just had a passion for children. So, definitely started out in daycare and just kind of went from there.
Oh, well, thank you. This was a great talk.
Thank you.
Inspiring. I don't know if I was a relative foster parent or someone wanting to do it as a traditional and hearing your story and how, you go out of your way to train, and you're open to learning new things and finding, support and piggybacking and not going it alone.
Yeah.
It's really important.
It's very important. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have many blessings to you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.